Do you know what's even worse than Manchester United spending £100 million on Antony? It's the fact that it was another winger who's 10 times better than the Brazilian, and would have cost half the price. To make matters worse, it was Erik ten Hag who chose Antony while completely ignoring this superior winger. Now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with us Liverpool fans? Well, the player we're talking about is none other than West Ham United's Mohammed, the 23-year-old Ghanaian who's reportedly admired by the Reds hierarchy. So why should Liverpool go all out to secure his signature, despite the potential high cost? Well, hit the like and subscribe button and let's jump straight into it. Let's be honest here, we believe that Kudus should have already been at the club. If Edwards was still around in recent years, we have no doubts that we would have 100% went in for the player. And now with Edwards back, the reports linking Kudus with the club makes perfect sense. Now we'll keep it sweet and simple guys, because we brought you here for 4 key strengths we're going to dive into. First, let's start with his versatility. Take a look at the picture to see all of the positions he has played throughout his career. Yes, we're just as surprised as you are when we saw how many positions Kudus can play. He's been deployed across the front line and even as a central midfielder. That was when he played the full 90 minutes in that position during his time in Danish football. You might think it's normal for a young player to try out different positions as managers figure out where he fits best. However, even this season for West Ham, Kudus has played in 6 different positions. What's even more impressive is how consistently he performs in all of those different positions. As a midfielder, he dominates opposition players with his physicality and intensity. On the wings, he effortlessly drives past his markers with his quick feet and dribbling skill. And as a striker, he possesses a lethal striking technique with either foot, making him a constant threat at the edge or inside the box. Bringing Kudus into your squad doesn't just add a hungry and extremely talented player, it also provides the manager with numerous options for rotating the squad and multiple solutions to solve complicated games. Now let's delve deeper into the numbers to understand how good Kudus actually is, and most importantly, why he'll fit perfectly into Liverpool's squad. First, we can't emphasize enough the kind of pressing monster Kudus is. And yes, you guessed it right. This attribute makes him a perfect fit for slot and Liverpool's potential intense playstyle. First, let's dive into these stats to see how crucial Kudus is to his team when they don't have the ball, because when compared to other players in his position across the top 5 European leagues, Kudus' defensive numbers are basically unmatched. He ranks in the 96th and 93rd percentile for most tackles in the defensive and middle thirds, respectively. Now, if you're questioning his lower tackling numbers in the final third, it's because West Ham doesn't press intensely, averaging just 16 passes per defensive action in the league. This puts them as the 3rd lowest team in this metric. They also don't play high up the pitch, with an average defensive line height of just 43 meters, which is 15th in the league. That's why Kudus' tackling numbers decrease in the final third. Now, with him averaging 1.79 tackles, 1 per 90 minutes, putting him in the 99th percentile, imagine Kudus playing in a team that presses intensely and high up the pitch. That would be a dream for any manager wanting to implement that style. This video is sponsored by Live and Maintain. Live and Maintain is a personalized suitcase company. For the month of May, ahead of the summer, they are doing limited edition Liverpool suitcases for all Panenka LFC subscribers. You can completely personalize your suitcase to your favorite player, or even to yourself, and add FIFA stats. As stated, Live and Maintain are doing this for limited time only, and anything that shows out of stock will not be restocked. So if you do have your eye on something, then grab it fast. Head down into the link in the description to browse the collection. Now, let's get back to the video. He's even in the 93rd percentile for tackles plus interceptions. Those are defender-like numbers, and that's how he dominates the opposition when he plays as a midfielder. If you still want more, Kudus averages 7.75 loose ball recoveries per 90 minutes, putting him in the 99th percentile. He's a pressing monster as we described him earlier. Now let's discuss his second key attribute that would make him thrive under slot. The new manager likes his wingers to be strong, fast, and direct, meaning they can take on their markers with the ball. Kudus fits this bill perfectly. Why? Well, let us explain. We mentioned earlier that Kudus became the first player this season to complete 100 take-ons, so let's dive deeper into his dribbling and ball retention skills. So we tried to look at where Kudus ranks in terms of dribbles and offensive duels per 90 minutes compared to other wingers in the top 7 European leagues, and it's safe to say his numbers are outstanding. He's only behind the anomaly that is Jeremy Doku in both of these metrics, making him 2nd in the world basically in terms of attempting dribble. And if you're wondering about his success rate, don't worry. He averages 3.93 successful take-ons per 90 minutes, putting him in the 98th percentile. If Slot wants a winger who constantly takes on his markers, there will be no better player than Kudus for this role. Now, some of you might question the effectiveness of his take-ons and dribbling, and we've got the answer for you. When it comes to goal and shot creating actions, Kudus ranks in the high percentile among other wingers in these metrics, specifically when it comes to his take-ons. This means that after attempting a take-on, Kudus usually ends up creating a shot or a goal for his teammate. To make it even better, his slick movement and swift dribbling skills also makes him a foul drawing magnet. He averages 2.51 fouls per 90 minutes, putting him in the 86th percentile. Since West Ham heavily relies on set pieces, Kudus ranks in high percentiles for goal and shot creation from the fouls he draws. His ability to dribble with both feet, change direction easily, and manipulate the ball so swiftly in tight areas is a nightmare for any defender facing him. Even when playing in the middle of the park where space is congested, Kudus can take on his markers with ease. A great example is West Ham's recent game against Chelsea, where they suffered a humiliating 5-0 defeat. In that match, you can see Kudus' average positioning during the game was in the middle of the pitch. Did that stop him from dazzling the Chelsea players? Absolutely not. He made 14 successful take-ons out of 17 attempts. Now we've covered his versatility, his pressing prowess, and his brilliant dribbling skills. What's left? Well, let us tell you this. Kudus has an elite ball striking ability. Sure, Kudus is left-footed, and he's got a powerful and accurate shot from his strong foot. Some of us Liverpool fans might remember that monstrous strike he scored against us in the Champions League back in 2022-2023. Now, does this mean he is one-footed? Absolutely not. Just as he is good at dribbling with both feet, his ball striking ability is also impressive with his weaker right foot. 4 of his 13 goals this season for West Ham came from his weaker foot. He can lever the ball with either foot, like his goal against Newcastle, where he powered the ball through with his right foot, or he can find the bottom corner with a deadly strike, just like he did against Wolverhampton Wanderers with his strong foot, or his goal against Manchester United, where he perfectly placed the ball with a low-driven shot using his weaker foot. See, that Diogo Jota finish where he can bury the ball across the goal? Yes, Kudus has the same skills in his arsenal. With a 12% goal conversion rate, Mohammed Kudus ranks 26th among other wingers in the Premier League for this metric, which is not bad at all considering he's playing for West Ham, who has the 8th best attack with just 59 goals and the 13th most XG with just 52. Reports are suggesting that Mohammed Kudus has an £85 million release clause in his West Ham deal. Is this amount fair for the player? Absolutely. Remember, the Reds will not only be getting a young player near his peak, who will also perfectly fit into the system and style, but they will also have an extremely versatile player who can be key in certain games. Or at least this is our opinion here at Panenka, and if it meant that the club had to part ways with one of Cody Gakpo or Luis Diaz to get the Ghanaian, we'd absolutely be open to this idea. But we care about what you guys think. Do you believe Kudus would be a perfect player for the Reds? If not, let us know why in the comments, and be sure to mention your alternative. We're eager to hear your suggestions. We hope you enjoyed our analysis, guys. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe button for more Liverpool deep dives. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Take care.